Hi, everybody. Mandion, Astral Oracles, and I'm very happy to be with you. Thanks for watching. I've been channeling for about 3 years now, a little longer, and it's been a very interesting journey. I feel I've really learned the craft, and through lots and loads of mistakes, I've also kind of learned how to navigate the interpersonal space of managing, the business and organizational sides, and all those things around it, and have gotten I feel gradually slightly better at trying to stay vulnerable, open, loving, sharing, and still also staying boundaried, and trying to be rather fierce about protecting my own limits so I can keep doing this. And it's been wonderful. But what also happens when you've done anything for 3 years is that you kind of learn the basic ropes of something. And I personally really want to keep exploring the medium, the art form. That's what I'm very interested in, is what can we actually do with this technique, and what can it teach us, and what are all these weird frequency aspects of reality that we're not necessarily examining. And I know a lot of people, probably most people, I think, connect to this through my work with the Arcturians, whom I love, and I went astral traveling to one of their ships, and they guided me through some stuff yesterday, and that was beautiful. I'll definitely keep doing that, but I also want to keep examining stuff. So I'll keep channeling unicorns, Scorpios, dragons, weird frequencies, 11th dimensional weaver entities, human beings who exist in the sun in the future. All these frequencies that I'm so interested in, they're out there and they can be tapped into. And what kind of messages can we glean from them? There's also, just as a speaking as a craftsman, it's very easy to tap into archangelic energies, or these alien collectives, the 9D collectives. It's just they're so broad, those frequencies, and they want to communicate to us. So it's just, when you turn yourself into that radio transmitter, it's such an easy frequency to catch. And I kind of enjoy the obscure. I think I consider myself a miner of these frequencies that is also, descending into those murky reaches to try to pick out the gems and see, are there anything valuable hidden here? Can I find seams of ore? And then I bring it to the surface, and they're often, rough and unhewn. And then somebody else who's actually perhaps better at working it into something finished that they can present to the wider world, that they can go out there and do that. And that seems to be working for me and for a lot of people. So I am also aware that a lot of the stuff I bring through is rather obscure and often slightly inapproachable compared to, let's say, some of the straightforward ascension stuff. And then I also, because I can't help turning these things over, I also feel like that the dark side of being very invested in the ascension entities and those messages is that they get a little apocalyptic, like the idea that, okay, if I wait around long enough, my life will improve for the better, because we're all shifting into something higher. And of course, the most, you'll know this, right? Like the most dangerous people, entities, are often the ones who purport to be only of the light. You'll get far more honest interactions with people who recognize their dark sides as a part of their personality. And I think that's interesting. We probably know that if we want some honest feedback, then it's the guy in the office who really doesn't care about you or anybody are coming off as a nice person, he really just wants to be left alone, like he'll give you some incredibly honest feedback compared to let's say others who are more invested in also managing perceptions and getting you to like them or something. So I think that that's also a perspective of why I kind of like to work with some of these more murky entities, because they'll often give you very, very straight answers compared to those beings, the seed races and the hybrid program, who actually all are, and they are openly so, but they are agenda. They want to bring us to a space of higher brightness, high vibrational states and everything, because they're also invested in meeting us there. And to me, that's not to discount what they have to say, that they're awesome beings, but it is the fact that that I do enjoy working with a wide array of frequencies and examining that. And I have created a new YouTube channel. You can find it in the links. It's called Mind the Wild, and over there I'll be posting a lot of the stuff I've been doing here, but anything I channel that's in the physical, working with animal spirits, plant spirits, elementals, body work, anything that's more related to these messages and these communications, I'll keep over there, so it doesn't turn into to this kind of miscellanea. I think they call it. They have these shops in Mexico, which is just mixed stuff, and I think it would be better to probably have a little focus in that, because I also know that people may come to this channel and then feel like, oh, what's all this then? I was just looking for some Arcturian energies or something, and now he's channeling hummingbirds or whatever, right? So so in that sense, I feel that will be a helpful division. And then I want to thank all the patrons. It's been beautiful that you supported the work through this last year, where I've had a Patreon page that has really moved me and also helped me a lot practically. But I am shifting to a place called Coffee instead. And I'm also shifting to kind of a different mode of the things I offer there, and that's because I found most of my clients are regulars, and that's the work. I'm happy to work with anybody, and I love doing the sessions and channeling and everything. It's always amazing, but I do very much enjoy to kind of see how this sustained influence of sessions, how that deepens people's relationship to themselves, and how it really grows their expansiveness and their outlook on the world. And I'd love to encourage that. So over there, what's available at the moment is that you can sign up for subscription sessions. And then I've also made a new homepage, and there I've jacked up the prices for about a third. But if you sign up for subscriptions, they are approximately the same, though regulated for the high inflation that we're seeing now. So they're about 10% more expensive than they were so far. And I hope somebody will consider doing that. And then whatever bonus material I might feel inclined to share over there, you'll also get access to as a part of that subscription. And it's also because the Coffee doesn't charge percentages of you, because Patreon is they take in vulture capital and they have to make it back, and they're charging 8% of whatever people are charging, and taking that off your payment. So I don't feel that's fair, and of course I don't really want to offer private sessions through that, just to give them 8% of the earnings. So in that sense, I'm very happy that there are these let's say more new giving economy styles of opportunities that don't charge percentages. So that's very awesome. I'm kind of looking forward to exploring that medium, and yeah, let's see what the future brings. Because the last thing I wanted to say is just I've also found through this work and that I have to stay completely independent doing it. I don't want to be beholden to anyone. And as much as I've really, really appreciated the support from patrons, I really don't like the feeling that I have to consider having like several places where, oh, and this is perhaps more exclusive, and who gets that, and how much have you paid, and you belong to that tier. And I really don't like grading messages that way, and I don't like feeling beholden to anybody, like I owe anybody anything. I really like these contractual arrangements where it's like, oh, you pay for this specific personal service, and then we set up an appointment, and that's what you get, and that's what I receive in return. I can work with that. I apparently can't really work with the other thing. So I can also sense that that just brings me a type of creative release that I've been kind of missing for the last year, where I've actually felt it as kind of a burden, and I never really caught up to Patreon. I feel, and how that works, and how to make that a yeah, a venue of communication. So those are simply some of my reflections on what's going on here from my cave in Campania, Italy, where it has finally seemed to turn fall outside. It's raining like crazy this week, and I got the weird clothes to work, and who knows what the future brings. But thank you so much for being on the journey, and for your support so far, and for having an interest in this stuff, and for wanting to work with these energies that can often be kind of weird taking in, right? And always just take what resonates with you, and that helps you, and then stay focused on your path, your heart space, your inner vibe, the frequency of you, right? That that is what will really make a difference, not only in your life, but for all of us. So much love to you guys. See you around.